Welcome back to Switches, Tips, and Knobs, where I flip them, twist them, and poke them for my pleasure. So, I did another thing. I went to Guitar Center. I took a bunch of my stuff that I have not been using, and I traded. Made a trade, traded, sold my stuff to them, and then bought something with store credit, however you want to look at it. If you're not a fan of tellies, this is not a video for you. But I was never a fan of tellies either until about a year ago. First telly I bought was a contemporary Telecaster in the strangest color name I've ever heard, gunmetal metal metallic. And that's literally what the description was on the website that I bought it from. Gunmetal metal metallic. It's kind of a seafoamy greenish, grayish, sparkly-ish. It was cool. The headstock was matching color to the body and all that stuff. It was a fantastic playing guitar. I actually gave it to a friend of mine. This one is... I don't even know how to say this. I found this online about a week ago and just obsessed over it. And I obsessed over it to the point where as soon as I had a day off, I packed up some of my stuff and I went and traded. And luckily enough, I didn't have to spend anything out of pocket to get this, because it was quite expensive, especially for what it is. It is made in Mexico, so it's at least a half decent Fender. It's got a little bit of a weird name. I forgot to pull up the specs here. Give me 1 second. Memento. This is a limited edition Player 2 Advanced Telecaster HH. Telecaster. This thing is flippin' sweet. And it is made in Mexico. It's Fender. Focus. It's all black hardware. Ebony fretboard. I will say, the price tag on this was $11.99. And if any of you guys watched the video on the RGD 71 ALMS Ibanez, that guitar was phenomenal, but it had some fret sprout. I found out that guitar may have been sitting at Guitar Center for a while. And that's probably why I was experiencing fret sprout. Regardless, this guitar, same price as that one, $11.99, had a similar issue. It's actually, there's a few just tiny QC issues that for a guitar in this price range you would not expect. At least I would expect them not to be QC issues for this price range. I know a lot of people out there that have bought Les Paul tributes like mine, and they have more expensive ones, and their tribute has better QC than some of the $2,500–$3,000 Les Pauls. A couple of people that I watch on here talked about the inlays and stuff coming out like that. I've never experienced that with mine, but apparently it's a thing. Anyways, back to this. It did have a little bit of sharpness, but it wasn't like... It was the tang of the fret that sticks out, because the way that Fender does their fretboards is they cut all the way through, and you can see the leg of the T of the fret, the tang part, sticks out the side. You can see the little slots. had some kind of a weird, it wasn't clear coat, but there was some kind of a finish over them. It looked like cosmoline. If you don't know what cosmoline is what the Russians packed a lot of their firearms when they shipped them to prevent rust. And it was incredibly difficult to get off unless you used a lot of solvents and heat. That's not the case with whatever this crap was. But when I took my small file and touched these up to where they weren't so pokey, a lot of that flaked off. So I think it may have just been like that lacquer varnish stuff that you get on a lot of the Mexican and American made teles, that they just like cover their the regular maple fretboards with, because they usually have like a gloss lacquer or something on them. This one's ebony, so it doesn't have that, but they put something on there. Anyways, this guitar is phenomenal. And I know I said it about everyone that I've picked up so far. I usually, when I go and get a guitar, since people don't send me guitars, people don't send me anything, I'm not going to bring junk and show junk. If someone sent me something and it was junk, I would tell you it was junk. I don't think that this guitar is junk. I love this guitar. This is my new favorite. They come in two colors. They come in Ferrari Yellow and black, and they are a matte finish. Matte? Flat? Matte? It's matte flat. I lost train of thought. Aside from the QC issues, which there were 2 or 3 small ones, nothing major. The tangs of the frets sticking out a tad bit. This was out on the floor at Guitar Center, so there were some grubbiness from where people had been touching it, and it wiped off easily, no big deal. The other QC issue that I run into was that the pick guard was bowed up right here in the middle. And I mean, you can stick your finger in there. If I can get it still enough, maybe you can see the reflection. It was a lot worse before. And basically this hole here was drilled just slightly off, or maybe the hole in the body was drilled slightly off. Anyways, they didn't line up, and when you tighten that screw down all the way, it caused it to bow out right there in the middle, and it was very noticeable. It stuck up above the pickup ring. It was proud, as they would say, but it humped up. I just pulled, when I took the strings, replaced the strings, did a fresh setup, cleaned everything up. I pulled the pick guard off, took a countersink drill bit, and widened the hole on one side. Shouldn't have to do that with a guitar in this price range. And I'm not knocking it, because I love this thing. This thing sounds amazing. It plays great. I don't know if I've been this excited about a guitar before, especially a Tele. When I was a teenager, I didn't like Teles. I thought Teles were the ugliest, stupidest, this is the most country hickish BS guitar that, why did they even make that? It didn't need to exist. Hated them. Hated the twangy single coil. No. F that crap. Hate country music. That's not true. I don't hate all country music. I hate most country music. I don't like listening to it at all. Reminds me of a bad time in my life, and I don't want to go back there. But anyways, that's an overshare. Apologies. I'm just extremely excited about this guitar. As soon as I saw it, the first one I saw was this yellow one, and then I found that they had an all black one, and I don't really care for all black, and I went back and forth for a while before I finally decided on the yellow one. And it was actually my wife that was like, you don't like all black, and you don't have a yellow guitar, and oh, this looks really good on you, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay. Brought this one home. I'm not disappointed at all, even with the few QC issues. Just ecstatic. I mean, it's got a JB Jazz set. It's a Trimbucker JB in the bridge. I mean, most people know what those sound like, and they sound really good, especially paired with certain tone woods. We won't even get into that. I find that these pickups sound better with certain amps than others. And I think that these pickups sound better with most amps than some of the new pickups that are just coming out. Just like every other week, there's new pickups out there. I would like to get another set of Fishman Fluence Moderns to put in the Ibanez ABZ Standard, because it's got that little flippy switch, and I think it's already set up for that, so I think that's what I'm gonna do with it. Anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Comparatively speaking, though, the AZ Standard is, say, 600 after tax, and this one is 13-ish after tax. Again, I didn't pay that. I used store credit from a trade, but this doesn't have stainless steel frets, and that does. So, it's another thing. The third small QC issue that I found, and this may be a bigger issue for most people, the bridge is a 1/16 of an inch off angle. Like it's in line, centered. You put it straight from the nut to the bridge, but the low E side of the bridge is a 1/16 of an inch closer to the nut than the high E side. So at some point, I'm probably going to have to take this off. With the way I have it set up, if I don't ever change the current setup on it, I will never mess with that, because I was able to get the saddle back far enough to get it intonated properly. But if I ever change the setup, I am going to have to pull this bridge off, fill those screw holes, and drill, I don't know if there's 3 or 4 under there, but at least one of them is going to have to be filled and re-drilled a 1/16 of an inch further back, which is not a problem for me. Most people see that's a deal breaker. Like, they would, no, I'm returning this, it's defective, get me another one. I don't care, I can fix it. For the money that it cost, if I actually paid that out of pocket, that would be a deal breaker. But I didn't. I was able to get it set up the way I like it. So we're going to move forward. Anyways, it's maple neck, ebony fretboard. I think these are, this is an alder body, satin polyester finish, Ferrari Yellow, Mexico ebony fretboard, 12-inch radius, jumbo frets, black hardware, neck constriction, 4-bolt standard, satin urethane on the neck. So that stuff that was flaking off when I was filing down these was probably that satin urethane. It had like a brownish yellow color, like Cosmoline. That's why I called it that. It does have locking tuners. They're Fender branded locking tuners. So we'll see what the longevity is like over time. This is a C-shape, modern C-shape neck. I don't know what that. I get the C-shape. I don't know what's modern about it. Single action truss rod. It is a synthetic bone nut. 3-ply pick guard, which heard somebody the other day say that the 3-ply pick guard means that it's higher end. The cheaper ones only come with a single ply pick guard, which I don't really care for pick guards, so I do on this one because it really has that, just like the way that that is set up, like these colors just go so well together. These tuners are not offset, but they're the locking tuners where these three are shorter than these three to control the angle that the strings go from the nut to the tuners. At least that's the way I heard it put. Looks kind of funky, especially when you're stringing it up, because it's like half of the material for the tuning pegs is missing. But, you know, whatever. It works, it works. I do have the string mute on there. Let's see, what else? Has black ferrules, black neck plate. It does have the F on there. And it actually came with a gig bag. I mean, you know, 20, 25 years ago when you bought a guitar that cost this much, you usually got a hard case with it. Hell, I had an Ibanez, it was an RG 570 or a 1570, I can't remember, but it was the metallic purple with the Edge Pro bridge in it, and it had the V8. It was humbucker, single foil humbucker. Anyways, it was like a $350 guitar, and it came with an Ibanez branded hard case. I don't know, I mean, I guess that's just how inflation is working and how cheap the manufacturers are getting to not provide hard cases for what they would consider a premium guitar. I would normally expect a hard case, but even my Gibson came with a soft case, so it is what it is, I guess, for the times. But this guitar did come with a gig bag, the Fender branded gig bag, and it's fairly nice. I think these were on sale recently for $50 straight from Fender. If you were to buy this separately, I think they're like $120. It's got a cool little pick shaped zipper there. It came with a bag of literature, a Fender sticker, and the warranty Fender Club app paperwork. This thing, not much in it. Not really worth reading. Came with 2 of these shoulder straps. It does have the D-rings. This is a 3-pocket gig bag. It's a pretty nice one. I mean, compared to, I bought a Gator brand gig bag recently. I think it was like $80. It was the Extreme body shape gig bag, and it was very flimsy. Had no padding in it whatsoever. I mean, it was basically just a cover. But that 7-string RGD Ibanez that I had, the purple Aurora Burst, whatever, it came with these Schaller S-Lock type strap locks. I mentioned something in that video about how I only ended up with one of them, and this guitar actually came with Fender branded of that style of strap locks, and they screw on to the strap with a hex nut and a really massive washer. I mean, the washer is like 1/8 of an inch thick, and these do not have the bevel pin in here, so you can't just slide them on and it locks like the Schallers. I don't know why you can see that, but that little silver pin in there is beveled on one side. That way when you pull it on, it snaps in place without you having to pull the retainer. These, you have to pull the retainer. At least I think you do. Yeah, there's no way you can. They're just flat. It doesn't have a bevel on it. At some point, I might try to find some of those Schaller S-Locks, but I think they're like $50 a set, and I'm probably going to buy other things like pickups and pedals and such before I do that. I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder there, but the other reward, if you say, treasure that I brought home is that I finally got a drop pedal. And since I traded off my Nano Cortex that had the pitch shifting ability on there, I wanted to get something else because it was really the thing that I played with the most on the Nano Cortex was the pitch shifting. But anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get this thing plugged in and see what kind of noise it makes. I'm just kidding, it makes great noise. It is currently 12:15 a.m. So I'm gonna run Tonex here into the interface like I did last time. The nice part about it is that I already have the drop pedal set up on my pedal board behind me. The drop pedal's octave and dry setting is pretty cool if you're into that whole doom metal buzz fuzz sound. Let me get this volume thing figured out real quick. I don't care for that mic rubbing up against the back of the guitar because it is a new finish and it's metal. That's why we can't have nice things. Let's hit the record button. Let's get I'm hung up on that lick at the moment because that's the, you know, like when you get a new guitar, you kind of like find a new lick and it's like, oh, that sounds great. It like sparks your creative side, your creative momentum, however you want to say it. So that's... I'm going to turn on the drop pedal, the octave plus dry. Yeah, that's what it's called. It looks like I lost about 5 decibels turning on the pedal. Something to know. Anyways, I'm trying to get it to that point where it starts to clipping so I can back it off. That's why I'm doing that annoying chugging thing. It is very annoying when your camera auto stops in the middle of what you're doing. It sounds so good. Sounds better through an amp or in the room. What's coming through the monitors, through Logic, from Tone-X, and all of that, doesn't sound quite as good, but it's still just like, there's this thing, like when you're playing through that, and the sound is coming from the amp or powered cab or whatever, you don't hear as much of the acoustic resonance from the actual guitar, as opposed to what's coming through your monitors. You know, it's a different, I don't know how to say that. I don't know what the word is for that, but you can still hear a lot of the acoustic resonance from this, even though the sound is coming from those monitors. I can anyway. I know that's not how you play that, but it's stuck in my head. I don't know that song. pick scrape there that I've been trying to get. I'm not that good at it, but that's okay. Bob Ross, you know, happy accidents, all that. I'm just happy to be playing this guitar. Yeah, screwed that up. But anyways, here it is. I am so excited about this, so happy for this. You guys, oh no! It's scuffed already. I have been playing it a lot in the last 24 hours though. If I get other stuff to demo or make videos about, you're probably gonna see a lot of this guitar. This thing has really captured me. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a great color. The matte finish with the all black hardware and ebony fretboard is so, but yeah, there it is. I'm really upset that I skipped it already. Anyways, if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching. If you feel compelled to do the thing, do the thing. If you don't, that's cool. I'm not going to force anybody or beg for it. But, anyways, toodles.